now we get to Michele Bachmann, and this one's serious. She's on another talk show in Minnesota. She's on WWTC 1280 AM. She begins to say things that are a little disturbing, but I didn't find to be a big deal in the beginning. For example, she says that she is a foreign correspondent behind enemy lines in Washington for the good people of Minnesota. Now, that's militaristic talk, but it's not a big deal. It's the kind of analogy people make all the time. I think it's 0% big deal. Then she continues to say, I try to let everyone back here in Minnesota know exactly the nefarious activities that are taking place in Washington. Once again, Washington's the enemy, but this is standard politics. People have done this for a long time. Then she goes and says that she is encouraging resistance to Obama himself. Now we're getting into a little bit of trouble here. And says that the Republican Party, quote, needs to do everything we can to thwart the Democrats at every turn to make sure that they aren't able to, for all time, secure a power base that for all time can never be defeated. Now, that quote tells me two interesting things. One, she views her job as not trying to find solutions to America's problems or the problems that people in Minnesota are facing, but her job is to fight against the Democrats at all turns. Now, can the Democrats be right about some things? She doesn't care. She's not going to look into it. Her job is to defeat them no matter what. No counter-proposals, etc. But secondly, she says, remember, if the Democrats are successful, they can never be defeated. Now, think about that for a second, okay? What she's saying is, if they do things like health care reform, presumably people will like it so much, we'll never be able to reverse it. How do they know that? Because that's what happened with Social Security, among many other programs, Medicare, Medicaid, etc. And the American people like this so much, and now if you try to touch Social Security, that's the third rail of American politics. You get burned. Why? Because it was successful. No one has starved in the streets of America for a long time now, partly because of these programs, right? So the Republicans are scared to death that the Democrats will do another program that the American people like and are behind, and then they feel then the Democrats will never be defeated. Now, if you want to defeat Democrats and that's your primary motive, fine, right? But if you're an American who cares to do the right thing, this doesn't really help you. All right, but that's all. It's an interesting a view into what Michele Bachmann thinks, and any view into Michele Bachmann's mind is a little scary. But speaking of scary, this is where it gets dangerous. Finally, she says, I want people in Minnesota armed and dangerous on this issue of the energy tax because we need to fight back. Thomas Jefferson told us having a revolution every now and then is a good thing. And the people, we the people, are going to have to fight back hard if we're not going to lose our country. And I think it has the potential of changing the dynamic of freedom forever in the United States. Now, energy tax has something to do with freedom in the United States forever, that we should get armed and dangerous over it? No, that's ridiculous. But put aside why she wants you to get armed and dangerous for a second, but look at what she's saying. If she just left it at armed and dangerous, that's bad, right? And it seems to be fomenting violence against this administration. That's bad enough. But then you might think, she didn't mean it that way. It was just a hyperbole. But then she explained, saying that Thomas Jefferson every once in a while said we need a revolution, an armed revolution. Well, then I can't misinterpret it. The interpretation is obvious. You're saying pick up your guns and fight this administration in any way possible. I mean, if a Democrat did this against Bush, imagine that. They would have been called a terrorist. You say, you see that? We've got a fifth column inside the United States fomenting a revolution against our elected leaders while we're fighting the war on terror. You think they would have done that? You know for a fact they would have done that. And they would have rounded up anybody who made anywhere near that suggestion. But now these guys, they are dangerous. The Glenn Becks, the Michele Bachmanns, etc., going around telling everybody, get armed. They're trying to take away your freedom. Don't let them do it. And then every once in a while you need an armed revolution. I just don't get it. How is that not mental? How is that not dangerous? I don't know how to get these people under control. And then if you say to them, hey, listen, you're encouraging violence. This is really scary and dangerous. Then they say, you see? He's trying to take my freedom of speech away. Grab your guns. Grab your guns. He's trying to take my freedom of speech away. Look, I'm not trying to take anything away. But all right, my job is to tell the American people that people like you are whack jobs, okay? and put down your guns. No, I don't want anybody on either side picking up a gun because they're worried about a goddamn energy tax. Okay? I mean, Jesus. These people are lunatics. So, the good people of Minnesota, man, this is not a Glenn Beck trying to get ratings on Fox by running a circus show, right? And, juggling and riding on a unicycle and squirting water out of his lapel like a clown. This is a elected representative of the people of that district. You got to be embarrassed, man. It's your job in 2010 to pull her. This is an absolute debacle over here. She's a train wreck. You got to get her out of there. Get another Republican. Do whatever you're going to do if you're a heavy Republican district. But you can't have this woman embarrassing you in Congress every day.